Tom Hardy and Mika Salo, together with their support team, are halfway into a 1,000-kilometre journey to Omyakon, the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Progress is slow for what you might call biological reasons.
I need to pee.
Careful where you're filming there, keep the camera up. This is one of our 300-a-day pee stops we always end up having here. Just due to the absolute freezing cold temperatures here, all our blood vessels constrict, puts the blood pressure up, and the body's own way of getting rid of that pressure is to make us want to go to the toilet. A lot. A lot.
Paul the mechanic keeps a regular check on the engines and is satisfied that despite round-the-clock running for 3 days, everything is functioning correctly.
We're heading off into the mountains. There's always a risk of avalanches and rock slides. There are some pretty gnarly bridges up there that we've got to cross.
From now on in, it gets more remote, more dangerous, more arduous, and certainly the temperatures are going to be a lot colder. Yesterday we had a recorded temperature in Omyakon, where we're going to, of -68, which is only 3 degrees off the coldest temperature ever recorded there.
This is true wilderness. 12 hours from the nearest warm bed, 6 hours from the nearest rescue helicopter, and at temperatures already at -40, the team find their shelter for the night at a reindeer herders camp.
Okay, so we've made contact with our reindeer herder, and our team leader is asking us to meet him up at the tents, which is just up here. We're coming off the road now. We're going to cross into the snow with our own vehicles. For some reason, we just had mad chaos over the radio. Lots of Yakutian going down. Not really sure what's going on.
Okay, we're halfway between Kandagar and Kubume. We're about as remote as we possibly can be. We've arrived at about 6:30 in the evening. It's -35. We've managed to get up this track, but as you can see, we've got a bit of an issue with the WAZ drivers. Over-enthusiastic in their parking, and they just pile it into the snow, as this guy is now doing. And we're going to have a second WAZ stuck. Excellent!
We're just trying to get them parked so that we can get out in the case of an emergency.
We don't want the tyres to freeze solid to the ground and snow, because then when you're trying to move off, you can imagine this ice is holding the axle solid and you're putting a lot more strain on the drivetrain. So that's the main plan, is to keep everything nice and high off the snow. Engines running, nice and warm. This keeps us alive. It's that serious.
I think it was about -35, 36 when we got out the vehicles, and the vehicles have to stay on overnight to make sure that the engine doesn't freeze up. And so if there is any change in wind direction in the middle of the night, any of the fumes from the vehicles can come into the tent, so it's quite a big safety implication. We have to have carbon monoxide detectors and fire detectors in every single tent where everyone's going to be spending the night. We're a very, very long way away from help at the minute.
This morning, when we got up at about 7 o'clock, it was -47. Traditionally, this area is normally about 10 degrees lower, and we're more exposed. So tomorrow, be aware that when you get up, -55 to -60 is very likely, okay?
Over here, come and have a look at this.
The boys unpack and get ready for their first night in the open.
If you can listen, you can hear the bells. You see that? It's a little bit chilly. Hopefully we'll make it through the night.
Yeah.
Good night. Spasiba.
Day 4. First arrives Aldo, who starts the lengthy getting dressed routine. 4 layers covering the legs.
Layer 1. Second layer on. Third layer on.
Hefty boots made to withstand temperatures as low as -100 degrees. And then 4 layers on his top half.
That's just to go and get some breakfast.
The reindeer herders have already been awake for some time tending the herd and getting breakfast organised for the team.
Hi. Come and have a cup of tea and some soup.
Aldo discovers from the herdsmen that nature provides them with solutions to keeping their feet warm when the temperature outside is approaching minus 60 degrees.
These boots that these guys have got on here are made of reindeer fur, and obviously these fibres are hollow in there, so it traps a lot more heat in there. And they were saying they could go down to about minus 70 or 80 in these.
Yeah?
And these ones?
Someone else being kept cosy by natural fibres isn't quite ready for a day's work yet. But in Tom and Mika's tent, cosy and warm it isn't, as Tom finds out. Everything liquid in the tent is frozen solid.
I got thirsty and I couldn't find water nowhere because everything is...
This is how cold it is here.
Look how beautiful this is. When we turned up in the dark, couldn't see anything, and now it's fantastic. It's like we stayed at Father Christmas's yard. And not only that, can you hear that? Can you hear that? Not only did we survive the night, the car survived the night.
At these temperatures, every pothole is as vicious as jagged steel. And 650 kilometres into the journey, the inevitable happens.
Car 4 to car 1, we have a flat tyre. Stop convoy.
Roger, stop convoy.
Hollywood A-lister and Formula One driver, thousands of miles from their chauffeurs and pit crew, simply crack on with the necessary.
Very impressed with the guys getting stuck in there and not acting like superstars, and especially when some people like the Marines stop training at minus 30. We are well past that now. And if you think this is all scripted or stunted, this is the real deal here. Nick, the cameraman, has been filming this incident and changing the tyre for only about 10 minutes or so, and already his fingers are starting to get the early stages of frostbite on them. So the best thing for it is body heat. Obviously we are quite warm inside these jackets. His hand's inside here now and his fingers are starting to warm up, but we need to do it slowly.
It's fine. Ready to go.
This is Kuberme, the last truck stop before Omyakon. There are reminders everywhere that the hardest part of the drive is still to come.
All good.
But at least the locals are friendly.
You want to get going? Come on now.
20 kilometres further on, the team approach an eerie, abandoned village.
Why don't we go take a look in one of these houses?
Should we go in there?
Yeah, go down there. Go down there.
Are you picking up houses, yeah? I'm going to get out of this car right now and I'm going to have a look in this house. You going to come with me?
This was once inhabited by mining folk, until the minerals they were excavating ran out, and with no more work,
Hello?
the community moved on.
That's a nice double bed, nice warm double bed. Poster on the wall of this bedroom.
Here. And why would you put
A poster of a double bed on the wall. That was nice and warm and cozy like that. If you didn't aspire to having one. It's quite sad, this place, isn't it? I This is, I think, the thing that's got me really sad. Because you have to, you have to wear socks with all this. And the mittens.
Even though summer temperatures here do reach 25 Celsius, it's still a moving example of how tough Siberians have to be. They're 3/4 of the way through their journey, 10,000 bone-shaking kilometres from Moscow.
That's it. That's where we're going.
That's the river, yeah.
You're right on the water. Right.
Here they're going to meet the closest thing Yakutia has to celebrity, Andre the Walrus.
Mika. Unbelievable.
A man famous for, unbelievably, swimming in the frozen river.
You swim?
In the river?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah.
You go every day you go?
Yeah.
Hey. That's right. What am I doing?
Andre is convinced the boys' health will benefit from a cold shock to the system, supercharging their heart and circulatory system.
He's not bothered, look at that.
Aldo, with his survival experience, is less convinced.
Or anything slightly more than a minute, then you're going to start going downhill seriously, quickly. Possibly end up in death.
Really? Yeah! Yeah? Yeah! Really? Can I do that? Really?
The body's core temperature is around 37 degrees, and it only has to drop to 35 before hypothermia sets in.
Oh!
Andre knows only too well it's the extremities that will start to shut down first. So it's straight on with the boots and gloves and not much else.
Сейчас поеду в баню, попарюсь.
You up for it? I'll be in my trailer. I'll see you guys later. Nice work.
Yeah, let's go.
The water instantly freezes back over. Not surprising when temperatures are reaching minus 37. So what do Mika and Tom do to clear a path?
Good luck, mate.
Send in the Marine.
That's handy.
The water is substantially warmer than the air, so it's only when you get out of the river that the dangers start. It's now minus 40, and it's time for Tom and Mika to take the icy plunge.
Yeah!
Oh,
Yeah! Yeah!
that's enough for me. Oh,
They're on the brink of a medical emergency and need to get warm fast.
Circulatory system will be closing down from all his extremities, so he'll be feeling, if we ask him now, probably his feet will be almost numb.
Like a stone toe.
What can happen is you can dress them when they're cold, and they can stay cold in their core, so it's important that you warm it up first before you then put the feet back in the boots.
When I came in the car, I couldn't feel my feet. It was like somebody was pushing knives into my bottom of my feet. It was just tingling like hell. But I feel great now. I feel warm. I think I could run around in bikinis outside there.
Andre thinks even a bikini is overdressing for the next stage.
Good. What do you think? This is awesome.
A visit to his excruciatingly hot sauna.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Oh. Now this is what it's all about. Genuinely. This is amazing. This is good.
Amazing life.
Amazing.
Beautiful life.
Yeah, beautiful.
My beautiful life.
No stress.
No stress. Вообще нету стресса. No stress.
Anxiety.
I'm jealous.
Я свободный человек.
Cheers. Спасибо. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Still to come, after a 5-day expedition, the team reached the coldest inhabited place on Earth.
You can't describe it, it's just something you have to see with your own eyes.